Hello people, back again. So I thought I'd do these collar patterns for you guys. If you've already done like a pattern for yourself and you've got a lapel shape and it's fine, then that's all good. But if you're doing, you know, jackets for someone else and you want to get a gauge for where you do your collar starting point from your shoulder. So basically when you flip your collar, under collar back on your lapel, yeah, and you want to get that run and know where to do the peak bit or the notch bit, yeah, you want to know how far down to do it, right? So this pattern here gives you a distance from the shoulder, yeah, to where the peak starts. So I always lay it on like so. Say this is laying flat and you've just padded your lapel line is distorted and you've got to remark it obviously because you've done the roll in it, so it's changed the line of the edge of the lapel, so you've got to remark it again. So put a lapel pattern on there, line this up to the edge of your shoulder lines. You might have to mark with a chalk line the whole of the shoulder line, so then you can line this up, so you can still put this on the break line. This bit at the bottom might not line up, you're not worried about that, you just focus on the top bit, okay? As long as you've got the mark for where the lapel notch starts, around that bit there, yeah? As long as you've got that marked bit there, then you can gauge the distance when you flip it over for how high your peak the lapel is going to be, because you don't want to do it too high and have your peak sticking over your shoulder. So you want to have it the standard measurement. I mean, if you want to, you know, you want a higher gorge line, a higher break line on your lapel, you can do that if you want, but this is just a nice standard pattern. So I've got this in lapel and peak lapel, I've got it in single breasted notch lapel. All right, so you've got these two patterns and they're both basically the same kind of distance from the shoulder line to where it should start on your lapel. All right, and I've got an under collar as well. This is, you'll cut this on the bias on your yeah, and this is just a standard big size under collar pattern, which obviously will be cut down afterwards when you're shaping your under collar, but just to have a standard block pattern, that's what I use. And then also this other one I was talking about in the other video, this is for your marking, when you're marking your under collar, yeah, and you put it on the point of where obviously it stops on your lapel, yeah, where your under collar will join there and your top collar will join. This is where you put the pattern on there just to get that distance and guidance from the shoulder line where you've marked it, all that curve that comes in to meet to the lapel and it comes down. So this is the pattern that I use for that. All right, so yeah, let's get going. The first one we're going to cut is the notch lapel pattern. So what I'm going to do, get my L square, right? All you need to do is mark your line across the bottom, yeah, and then mark one going up at the side like that, okay? I really roughly sketched it out, but I'm just going to go over it so you guys can see it. So you've got your L square, one line there, one out the bottom, yeah, and all you need to do is measure all the way across 16 1/4 to this point. All right, measure 2 5/8 to this point, yeah, and then you measure 4 1/4 to that point, and then you measure 2 3/4 to this point. All right, so you start off with your L shape, you put a mark 2 5/8, you put a mark 2 3 1/4, put a mark 4 1/4, and then put a mark 16 1/4. Okay, so we're basically gonna like join up the dots. So right, get your L square again, okay, and basically you're gonna measure up and square up from these lines. All right, so first one, just go up. Second one, I'm just gonna go straight up. Make sure it's parallel. All right, and then what I'm going to do, use your smaller ruler for this. Okay. Oh yeah, you need another one. I would say that one is 2 3/4. Yeah, 2 3/4 from that 4 1/4 line. 2 3/4. Do a little notch there as well. Okay, now we're going to measure up. Okay. So we want an 1 7/8 up from bottom line up to there, mark. Yeah, from the 2 5/8 one, you just want to put a mark there. You don't need to measure up. And the third one, 2 3/4, you measure up 3 1/4. Okay, to that mark, 3 1/4. Right, go over to the fourth line, which is 4 1/4. You're going to go up 3 3/8. Yeah, and then this one here, which is 2 3/4 from the 4 1/4, you're going to measure up 2 3/4. All right, and that's it. We're going to just join up the dots now. Oh yeah, don't forget this one. From this point here down to there, you're going to measure down 1 3/8. Okay, so basically you're going to join this line where you get that angle to do this one. You're going to join this one from there to there. You're going to join that one to the 2 5/8 mark that was there. Okay, join that one. Yeah, and now measure down from there to there 1 3/8. All right, now you've got that. You're going to measure up from that point to this one that was going from the 2 3/4 in to there, and then I went up 3 1/4. Now you're just going to join up this to there. Okay, join that up, and then from this one here, just join up to that one there that was 1 7/8. All right, I know this looks a bit all technical to mark out, because I've had patterns that I've had over the years that I've just got given to me, but I had to literally sketch it round and then try and work out all the measurements for you guys. But hopefully you'll be able to find it easier to do. But generally with like this lapel here, you can do it whatever you want, whatever size you want, but these are just standard sizes for you guys, yeah, to work off. So for that measurement I did 4 1/4 to 2 3/4, and going up was 2 3/4. Yeah, just double check. So 3 3/4 to there and 2 3/4 going up. Yeah, so from that point there, what I'm going to do is get my curve ruler and I'll put it on that point there. This is on like 41 to 31 on my curve ruler, and then I'm going to join up this one to there, because I can't do it all in one go because the curve ruler's not got that shape to it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm putting it on 15 on my curve ruler, and I'm meeting it up to that mark. Okay, so that's just a rough idea of your lapel standard size. Yeah, like I say, you can do a wider one or whatever you want to do, but this is just a standard cut. All right, so now I've got that, I'm literally just going to cut out all the outline. Here we go. Right, so you can make sure you get a good lapel pattern. There you go. So this is your single-breasted lapel notch pattern. All right. So the only part I really use is this part when I'm marking, yeah, just to get the top part. All right. And then also I put a notch in this bit here, so that when I go to there, I can just notch as well, where that line will go all the way through. Okay. And I line this up to the edge of my shoulder. Also, remember the measurement for the width of my lapel, I'm measuring it from the parallel position there, so that measurement from there to there will give me my lapel width. So this is a 3 3/8 lapel. That's kind of like a standard classic width, 3 3/8, yeah, but it's entirely up to you. You could have a slightly narrower one, 3 1/4, or you could have a larger one for a single-breasted, 4 inches. It's entirely up to the customer at the end of the day. So now we're going to do our collar pattern, lapel pattern for peak lapel. So this is our peak lapel pattern. All right, so I'm going to square up from the back and then draw a long line, because it's a long big lapel, so Make sure you've got enough space on your pattern paper. Right, so I've just done a L-shaped line, yeah? And then I'm just gonna square up on all these points, yeah? So mark down on the back, first measurement, 2.5. Put a mark there, yeah? Next measurement from there is 3.1/8 to this point, yeah? From the back here, 3.1/8. Next one, 4 inches is there, yeah? Next one from there, 4 3/4, 4 3/4, yeah? From there to there, 4 3/4. And then the next one is 6.5 to this point here. And the next one from the back to there, just measure that. What's that? That is 12 5/8 and 5/8. And then the next one, the last one for the whole length of the lapel, we're looking at 20 3/8. All right, for that one there. So make all those points there like that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to square up from all these marks, yeah? Well, most of the marks anyway. So the first stop is skip the first one, go to 3 1/8, right? And you're going to square up from that one, okay? Next one, from the 4 inches, you're going to square up again. So just square up all of these, yeah? I've already got it marked on there, so I'm just going to go over it. All right, just square up from all those points. Now, what we're looking at now is we're going to do our mark and measurement, yeah? So from, not the first one, the second one, 3 1/8, you're going to mark up 4 5/8, yeah? 4 5/8. From that mark there to there. Next one, we're going to do this point here, yeah? 3 1/8. Next one, from 4 3/4 in, we're going to mark up 2 1/4 to this one, yeah? All right. Now, you can move it all the way down to 6.5, and then work your way up from there again. That's 4 1/4, yeah? Now the next one, which was 12 5/8, measure up 3 inches, okay? And then obviously you don't need to square up from that one. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna join up this one, yeah, to this one. And that was my 4 5/8. I'm gonna join that up to the 2 1/4 one, all right? From there. And then, from the first one here, 2.5, yeah, I'm gonna join those lines up there to that, okay? And then from this one, right, this one was my 3 3/8 going up. I'm gonna just join it up to this back one here, which is gonna be 1 5/8 from there up. I'm gonna join this one up to that one, 3 3/8, yeah? Just do a straight line, you don't need to bother curve that one in anyway, because you're not using this bit as a pattern, you just need a top bit as a guide to hit your shoulder. So don't worry about filling that in. So anyway, we're gonna join these lines up now, yeah? Going all the way across like that, just to get a nice run. But we're gonna make sure our collar width is what we want. So I'm gonna measure from here, which was the 4 3/4 up, and that's gonna be 4 3/8, which is right, 4 3/8. So our collar is 4 3/8 wide. That is a standard double-breasted one, yeah? Okay, so all of the measurements are there, so now I've just got to join up the lines. Right, so what the part of the rule I'm going to use, I'm going to start at 29 on that point and come around here and then join it up, yeah? Like I said, when it comes to this point of the lapel, I like to just bring it a little bit of a curve going out, because when you flip the lapel back over, it will look more straight. So I like to put a little bit of a curve and come in there. But I've got all the measurements here and here as a standard block that you can follow from, and then adjust it according to how you want yours anyway. So I'm going to join up from, I'm going to make this on there 40 from that point there, and I'm going to join it up to that one there. That was 3 inches up from the 12 and 5/8. Okay, then I'm just going to use the ruler again. I'm joining it, I'm putting this one on a 36 on the curved ruler, and I'm going to just join it up to the bottom there, the 20 and 3/8, and that is that. Yeah, all I'm going to do now is cut it out. So next up is my collar pattern, and just draw a line parallel straight down, put your L square next to that and draw straight across. This is my undercollar pattern for getting my notch to meet my lapel. All right, so I've just done that, and I'll square up from this one as well. So I'm measuring, what is that, 2.5 to this point. Yeah, and I measure to that point there 5, so that's 5, and I measure down from 5 again, 3.25 off that. Okay, so I'm going to square up from those marks, that one and that one. Okay, now I've got those marks, I'm going to measure up 2 3/8 to this point here, 2 3/8. All right, from this point here to there, I'm going to measure up 2 3/4. All right, put a mark there, 2 3/4 there to there. Yeah, and this was 3.25 across there. Sorry, yeah, 3.25. So all I'm going to do is just join these two up. Yeah, that's joined up there. And now to get this curved bit here, I need to use my curve ruler, and I'm going to put it on 15 on my curve ruler, and basically I'm going to join up the dots. Yep, I'll turn it round, put it on 15 again, and join up to this one here. I didn't give that measurement, did I? So this one up there, make that 2 7/8. Yeah, 2 7/8. Right there. And now join up this dot to that dot. Right, put it on 15 and then join it up. There you go. And what you do, you can even just fill it in a little bit just to give it a nice smooth run if it's too rigid, but that should be a nice run once you've cut it out. So let's get cutting, and that is your undercollar pattern. See, as I'm going around, I'll just fill it in a little bit. There we go, and that's it, that's that done. And you measure up, that is 1 3/8 inches from the bottom to this point here. Okay, and then you put a little mark there, because this is where you're going to put your notch. So this is the last pattern, it's the undercollar. What we're going to do, we're going to mark up and square up again from the back. All right, this undercollar pattern is generally used for the peak lapel, notch lapel. You know, you can use it for most collars, obviously, apart from a grey coat and all those kind of things. Anything that's got a massive lapel, this is not needed. It's just for your standard suit collar, undercollar pattern. And usually when I'm cutting it out on the Melton, I cut the Melton on the bias. So I've just got this at 45 degrees angle. So yeah, this has got, you know, a lot of inlay. It's you know, it's big enough basically to cover your undercollar before you cut it down. Okay, it's just a template. So we square it from the back, yeah, and I'll just square it from the back, and then I'll square across like that from the bottom, yeah. So I go up 3 3/4, yeah? And then from this point here, 3 1/2. And then from this point here is 6 1/2, okay? I square up again. From this point, I go up 3 1/4. And from the 6 1/2 point, I square up and I go all the way up to 4 1/2, okay? Then what I do, from the back point all the way across, this measurement here is 9 1/8, yeah? I square up again and I come to there. It ends up being 6 1/4 to this point, okay? And then I come across again and stop at 11. So from the back here to the end, it's 11. And I square up from 11 and I finish there at 4 inches, okay? So once I've got those marks, yeah, the top one, I just square it up to that one going across, yeah? And then from the 6 1/2, I go to the 4, straight line, you can see it coming together now like that, yeah? And then from that 9 1/8, I did 6 1/4 going up, yeah? What I do, I join up that 4 inches one there, straight to there. All right. And then now what I need to do, yeah, so you've got your main lines really like that, yeah? So what I need to do now is fill that bit in, okay? So this one was measured up to 4 1/2. So what I'm gonna do is get my curve ruler, put it on there, I line up, I'll say put your curve ruler, put it on a 10, yeah? And then just mark it around and go to that, meet that point there, which was 4 1/2, yeah? And then from that point there, you wanna meet up to the 6 1/4 there as well. Get your curve ruler again and just find that point. It's on 12, I'd say it's on 12. And I'm just gonna curve it up. All right, and that's it, all right? And then break these 2 points down, half it. So whatever half this measurement is, yeah, in the middle, what's that? 6 inches, put it on 3, yeah? And then what I'm gonna do, add on a 1/4, which is there, yeah? So there to there, add on a 1/4. Halfway, add on a 1/4. And then again, what I'm gonna do, get my curve ruler and meet up those points. It's on 19 there and on, I would say 12 1/2 there, okay? So putting it on 19 and 12 1/2. There we go. So I don't need to use this line no more. So you can see this is what I'm cutting out now. I'm just cutting out all this line here going all around. All right. So let me get cutting. So this is my notcher. This is what I'm going to use to put my notches in. First notch I put in, I bought this from Morpan, I think. Yeah, you just put it in there. So that's my straight line, and I just put the notch in there, yeah? The next one, I put it in this one here. Yeah, just a little notch there. That's all you need, okay? And then this one, the undercollar. Sorry, yes, the undercollar with the mountain. Put the notch there, yeah? And that's all you need. Okay, that way you can line up to the point that you need. So say like, this is the lapel and this is the canvas of the undercollar, and I need to start cutting away the undercollar. I line it up, that notch there, I line that up to that bit there, yeah? And that top bit goes on there, and then this then will be angled to line up with the neck point where I've marked my undercollar. And then I scoop it out, as in mark it on the line there, and then I cut it out. That's it. Also, don't forget to put a cut in here as well, and your lapel and your top collar meets. Yeah, right to that point there. That's just so that basically when I'm marking, I don't use this bit. All I do is line this up to the shoulder, yeah? Put this on the break line, yeah? And then once I've lined it up, I flip this back, okay? And then I chalk mark lapel shape like that way, yeah? Because I don't need this bit. I just need to know where this line is going so I can gauge where obviously my lapel line is going to stop on that bit there on the top, yeah? Where it's going to be sewn in together. And that's that, okay? This one, you don't need to do that too. Yeah, you just, because in the end, you're gonna end up having a crease there like that, so you can just fold it back and just run it like that, yeah? So if you don't have one of these notches on there, to use one of these, don't worry so much, yeah? Because you can always fold it back and then chalk mark behind, all right? As long as this bit here is lined up to your shoulder, on your jacket shoulder, then that's fine.